ရှင် sign up လုပ်တဲ့လာကြအောင်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါလေးပါ recording လေးလည်းလုပ်ပါမယ် recording လေးကကြာ YouTube
နဲ့လုပ်ထားတယ်ရှင်
ဟုတ်တယ်teacher Iris ကကြတော့ she's now in Thailand Bangkok with the British Council and she's been an experienced teacher အားတော်တယ်ငယ်ပေမဲ့လည်းကိုတကယ်ကိုချစ်ရတယ်သူတကယ်လည်းအများကြီးအလုပ်လုပ်တယ်
ငယ်တော့ teacher နဲ့စတွေ့တော့ငယ်တော့
အဲ့တော့ vision ရှိရယ်သူက gender တွေပါလေသူကအဲ့တော့ teacher ကြီးကလည်း gender စိတ်ဝင်စားလို့လေအဲ့ဒါနဲ့သူဒီနေ့လာပြီးဆိုတာဒီနေ့ကတော့ကောင်းတယ်အဲ့ဒါဆိုကိုချစ်ရတယ်သူလည်း
အားလုံးတွေ့ရတော့ဝမ်းသာပါတယ်ဒီလိုပါလေအချိန်ပေးပြီးလာတဲ့အတွက်လည်း
ဟုတ်ကဲ့မာ teacher မြတ်
Hi Ma
long time no
see I know how are you
I'm great thanks Iris got always active
I try to
ဒီချမ်းမြတ်ကအန်တီနီနီနဲ့တွေ့ပြီးတို့တွေ water professional တွေကိုစသွားတယ်တော့ဒီချမ်းမြတ်လည်းဝင်တင်နေရလေအဲ့မှာအန်တီနီနီကတို့အင်းအားလိတ်ကိုခေါ်ရလေ
ဟုတ်တယ်နံပါတ်ပွဲတော့
အဲ့မှာအန်တီနီ
ဟုတ်ပြီကျေးဇူးပါပဲအခုလိုပြန်ပြီးတော့ဟိုတတိယအောင်လေပြောပြတာ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့အဲ့ဒါလေးသင်ဖြစ်နေတယ်မြို့နောက်တော့အဲ့ဒီဘွားတကယ်မိသားလမ်းမှာသွားတင်အောင်သမီးပါသေးလား
ပါတယ်ဆက်ပါ
အဲ့ဒီနော်ပါလိမ့်မယ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးသူလည်းသမီးတို့နဲ့အဲ့လိုတွဲပြီးတော့တင်ရတာပေါ့နိအဲ့ဒါပါဟုတ်ကဲ့အဲ့ဆိုဒီချက် Iris အခုပါလေ1 minute to 7ဆိုတော့7အတိမှာဖွင့်လိုက်မလား
ဟုတ်ရတယ်ဒီချက်ကျဲအဆင်ပြေလို့လုပ်ပါ
ရမယ်နော်လူကတော့နေနေသေးတယ်အဲ့လိုပဲတဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့သိတော့အများကြီးတော့လာမယ်တော့မထင်ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့တကယ်လိုချင်တဲ့ဆိုတော့တကယ်လာပါတယ်ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်ပေါ့နော်ဒီနေ့ကသန်းစစ်ဖြစ်နေတာတခုလည်းဖြစ်တယ်ပုံမှန်တော့စနေလောက်တာဘူးဒါပေမဲ့လည်းဘာပဲဖြစ်ကွာသူတို့လိုချင်တဲ့လူလာမှာပေါ့နော်တချို့တွေလည်းပဲဟိုအခက်အခဲကြောင့် camera off လိုက်မယ်တို့ကဘယ်လိုစဉ်းစားလဲဆိုတော့အိမ်မနေနဲ့ပကံစင်းနဲ့လည်းဘာပြောနားထောင်နေလဲလမ်းနီးမယ်နိအဲ့ခါကျတော့အဲ့သဘောလေးပေါ့ရတယ် camera off ထားလဲရတယ် microphone off ထားလဲရတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါလေးပါတဲ့ဆိုတော့ဒီနေ့ကဟိုရင်းက the opening will be done by teacher Alice လုပ်မယ်ပြီးတော့ closing thank you အားကြတော့ teacher ချက်သူစားလားချက်ဖြိုးလားချက်ဖြိုးကနေ closing လေးလုပ်ပေးမယ်ဒါလေးက just formality ပါပဲအဲ့ဒါလေးလုပ်မယ်အဲ့ဒါပြီးရင်တို့ I'll be here and facilitation လုပ်အားလို့ရှင်မိခွန်းလေးပါဆိုတော့တို့ကြည့်ပေးမယ်ပြီးတော့မိခွန်းနေလာလို့ရှင်လည်းဝိုင်းပြီးဖြေချတာပေါ့ okay I think it's 7 so I think we can open the room now admit all the way okay
ang result. Nana.
So it's 1 minute past 7 so if you are ready we can start anytime teacher
yes Minglaba good afternoon good evening depending where you are now welcome to Myanmar TESOL Teacher Support Program as we all know Myanmar TESOL has been working on professional development for teachers especially teaching English as we believe quality education starts with quality teachers who are skillful and competent. On this purpose, we have been working with teachers in teaching professional locally, regionally, and internationally offering PD sections. And before we begin, a bit of housekeeping. This session will take about an hour and will be recorded. You can make comments and ask questions and write them in the chat box. After the talk, there will be a Q&A section for about 10 minutes. Then you will be able to ask questions yourself, having your microphones on. And towards the end, we will give you a Google form for needs analysis. This form will also serve as taking your names and addresses so that we can send back the certificates to you. Lastly, there's a request to keep all your microphones off and keep yourself mute during the session while the speaker is talking. So, let me introduce our speaker. The teacher Iris holds a BA English, MA TOEFL, and MA Education Management and Policy. She has 18 years of ELTA experience as a teacher, trainer, curriculum writer, and public speaker in. She's Cambridge CELTA in while extension qualified. She previously worked at British Council Myanmar as an EAB lecturer and BA English lecturer at Stanford International University Thailand and is currently working at the British Council Thailand. So she is currently pursuing a doctorate in education and gender studies at University of Sydney. So without further ado, shall we begin, and may I hand over this section to teacher Iris.
Thank you, teacher Elizabeth. Hi, everybody. Hello. Thank you all for coming. So yeah, teacher May was a bit concerned that there are not a lot of people, but you know, it's great. You know, 28 people is just as great. So yes, let's get started. So let me share screen with you. Right. So first of all, thank you, teacher May, and thank you, Myanmar TESOL, for giving me this opportunity. So I've been wanting to do this topic for a while. And then yes, this is quite you know, a little bit a touchy topic in a way, touchy topic. So, and then it is not actually about English language teaching. So it's so gender equality, and also like when I look at people and people's names, and I guess it's mostly women. Am I correct? So somehow men think that this is not for them, and then this is only for sort of like men hating women do this. So there's just a lot of these things going on, right? So that's also one of the things that I want to address, which is gender equality doesn't mean that we hate men. And now, okay, there's a guy coming in. That's good. It's not about hating men, and then it's not about pushing men down and then putting women up. It is not about that kind of section. So right. So promoting gender equality in the English language classrooms. And when I looked at the list, when I look at the people who are supposed to be coming, there are some teachers who are not, they don't teach English as well. They're just, but mainly educators, but they don't, some of them don't teach, some of them are trainers, some of them don't teach English. So you can actually use in every day. You can be a mom, you know, you can still use this. So it's not only theories and practice as well. All right, so this is about a little bit about me, which teacher Elizabeth already introduced me. Thank you so much for that again. So I've got a BA English, MA TOEFL, MA Education Management and Policy, and I'm currently doing PhD in Education and Gender Studies. And then you can check me out on my LinkedIn profile if you want to know more in details. So I already said about this. This section isn't about putting one group of people down to favor a certain type of people up. So yeah, let me just say this one more time. All right, so in this session, this is the abstract, the session focuses on the topic of gender inequality in English language classrooms. At the end of the session, participants will have better understanding of gender in language classrooms, both in theory and practice. And my key message is equality isn't only for one gender. Everyone benefits from it. All you need to bring is your love of teaching, a fight for equality, and an open mind. And everybody, I struggled to put all this, all my knowledge and all the things that I have read in 1 hour. So that's why I said at the end of the lesson, participants will have better understanding, right? You know, I cannot educate you on everything else. So hopefully you will know a bit better than before. So after 1 hour. So that's it. That's our goal. Okay, so let's look at gender inequalities. Socioeconomic conditions, social cultural norms, values, and ideologies contribute to gendered privilege and marginalization. So these are all sort of like woohoo academic things. But
Malula.
then, it means, so gender inequality, if you come from ethnic background, who's not educated, whose parents are not educated, and then who's poor, so all these cause even more marginalization. So on the other hand, basically, if you come from a rich family, an educated rich family, so you suffer less inequality. So that's what it means in short. All right, so in this session, we will discuss the difference between sex and gender, which is, again, it could be pretty confusing. It's a pretty confusing concept. And another one is why gender equality is important to be introduced from a young age. Gender bias and stereotypes in classrooms, personal experiences as well. So I want to hear about, I will share my stories and I want to hear about your stories too. Example pages of Myanmar textbooks and international textbooks and how to adapt them, practices to adopt in classrooms, and then Q&A.
Wala minaw sa kuan.
Myanmar declared safely its one nuclear as an excited state.
All right, so first of all, sex and gender. So sex is a biological classification that divides a species into two complementary categories based on physiological characteristics, including chromosomes and reproductive organs. So basically, sex is the reproductive organs that you were born with. So that's what it means. And then gender, on the other hand, gender is a social construct and refers to society's expectations for the characteristics, behaviors, and norms that go along with each sex. So if you were born with female reproductive organs, then depends on different societies, you are expected to do different things. So back in the day, well, still now in Myanmar, if you are a woman, if you were born with female reproductive organs, you are still expected to do housework. You are still expected to get married, to have children, even if you don't want to. So those are the things that's expected. Maybe you don't like men. Maybe you don't identify yourself as a woman. So that's, gender is here. Gender is in your head. And then sex is your reproductive organs. So that's the easier way. Okay. But then when we talk about gender, it's a can of worms, right? So they are, especially these days with that LGBTQ plus, and then binary, non-binary, just so many different things. So it's a can of worms. So I'm not going to, today, I'm only gonna focus on women and men. Okay, so girls and boys. So let's focus just on that today. So I'm not going to be focusing on LGBTQ plus people, for example. All right. Oh, everybody, if I'm going quite fast, I'm sorry about that. And then please, can you write it down if you're unclear about some parts? So you can come back and ask me in the Q&A. So right now, let's just go through it, okay? So please write it down if there's something that in your head and that you are not so sure. And you can also ask me in Burmese. So yeah, so you don't have to be, you don't have to think about, oh, how can I make this question in English? I mean, it's okay if you can ask me in Burmese too. All right, moving on. Why gender equality is important to be introduced from a young age. First, equal opportunities based on merit. So it is not such thing as, oh, because you're a boy, and then you could. All right, so this is a really good example, right? It's in my time, I'm not sure about Teacher May's generation. So maybe Mamiya's generation may be similar to mine. Okay, so when we go into, so we have two different marks for matriculation marks. if you want to go into medical school. Anybody, do you remember that? Have you experienced that? I'm not sure about, again, Jimmy's generation may be more equal because they want more boys into medical school. So I remember it's very clearly my my matriculation score was 432 maybe. Does it make sense? Could it be 432? Something like that. Yeah, I think it's 432. So they cut it with 433 for the girls mark. But for the boys, it's only like 394 or something. So that's a big difference. Right. So then that's not based on merit. Next one. Next one, workforce development, income, and empowerment. So you cannot just put, so basically, if you're a group of women, you just go and sew clothes in a clothing factory. That's not how it should be. And then if you are a man, or, all of you should go and like doing construction work. So that's not how it should be. Maybe there's a guy who wants to work in a clothing factory. Maybe that's a woman who wants to work in a construction company as well, right? So then workforce development. So it doesn't, you cannot divide just by their sex. Okay, next one. This is one of my favorites, and educated nations are made out of one gender. So when you look at the successful, educated, rich societies, such as the Scandinavian countries are the most equal, not everything's equal, but the most equal societies in the world. And then they aren't just like, they are not putting one gender down and then like only one group of people working. So when you look at Afghanistan, so women are supposed to stay home. And then how are you going to develop when half the population is staying home and like cooking and making clothes? So yeah, and that's just not how it works. It shouldn't belong in the 21st century anymore. And then what else, everybody? I'll give you 1 minute. Can you please type in the chat? What else? Why gender equality is important to be introduced from young age? Can you just say one? Can you type in the chat, please? Everybody, there's no right or wrong answer. Okay, so please type in whatever your opinion is, whatever you have heard of. Please type in. Great, empathy. Yes, teacher. Totally. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right, because our worldviews were formed in the first 1,000 days. Excellent, teacher. Yes, that's right. And then we were not born to be divided, right? We were born equal. And then, but we were treated not the same. We were treated differently. So that's how we thought we were different. Yes. Diversity, excellent, Aji. Yes, self-value, respect, totally. Human potential, peaceful societies. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna come back to that. You're giving me chills, everybody, because I have put that in. Peace, yes. Yeah, yes, because there's a lot of gender-based violence, discriminations, totally. Rose, very good. Yeah, humans are the same. Exactly. We all want the same things. We all want to be loved. We all want the equal opportunities. We all want to be heard. Definitely. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. It's all incredible. Thank you so much. Yes, I agree with all of you. And then, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. All right, everybody. So I got this from it's a UNESCO. I'm pretty sure it's from UNESCO. So you can take a look very quickly, and then I'm going to send PDF form to Teacher May. So I think you can get access to the PDF, which I want you to have it because I put in a lot of effort into this, and then I want you to go back and take a look in your own time. Now because I'm rushing, I know that I'm rushing. So yeah, I want you to do that. So all right, I'm gonna give you some time to read, maybe just a minute or two. And please, you can take a picture, you can take a screenshot if you want. And the examples are pretty good too. And everybody, again, please take a picture or a screenshot because we will come back to this later. If you are not so sure about the titles, don't worry about it. Yeah. So, but then the examples are pretty good. So if like let's just look more into that. Yeah. The topics you might not remember. You might not remember in 10 minutes. So that's fine. All right, moving on, everybody. Again, this is one of my most favorite quotes. It says people in more equal societies live longer, have better mental health, and are more socially mobile. So I think in here we need to take a look at the word socially mobile. What do you think it means, everybody? What do you think it means? Again, there's no right or wrong answer. Please type in the chat and then I will tell you what that means. I really like that, socially mobile. Can you please type in the chat so then I can take a look? Great, Zadie, communication. Yeah, social communities you're mixing with. Thank you, teacher. You feel comfortable, yeah. Social class, yeah. Very close, very close. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, please. Great. Keeping in touch with family and friends. Excellent. Getting oneself out of the box. Income. Oh, Neji, what I mean, what I said, what do you think it means by socially mobile? Socially mobile. All right, so socially mobile, I had to look that up as well, and it's really good. So let me just give you a quick example, personal example. So I am here in this position because of a decision my grandmother made. So my grandmother, of course, a woman, and then that back in the day, that day and age, women were not allowed to go to school until they go to universities, unless they come from like higher social background. And my grandmother was a farmer's daughter, so she only finished primary school. So she only finished what like I think fourth standard is primary school. So back in the day, people said, right, oh, mingle be, So that's the thing that I kept hearing about my grandma. So my grandma only had that education, but she's very smart. She's a really, really smart person. So she's got 4 kids, including my dad, my auntie, and 2 other uncles. So there's 3 boys and 1 girl, right? So 4 of them. So she moved all of them. So she was in Magway. So they were living in Magway. Well, when all the kids finished 10th standard, all the kids finished high school, she sold the house in Magway and she uprooted the entire family to Yangon. So the kids could go to university, including my auntie. So then, because of the decision that my grandmother made, right? Then they all grew up. They all went to universities, including my auntie, who's a girl. And then so then they met their spouses, my mom, at the universities. So then we became one generation up. And then because of that generation, now I'm here where I am, right? So then it means socially mobile. So we are not stuck in just, farmers. If my grandmother didn't move, maybe if she just stay there, maybe I would still be there and then, I'll be a farmer. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, right? I am just explaining what that means by socially mobile. So then when someone said about social class, yes, you're right. So then you can move up to different social classes. So then it is more fluid, right? When it's equal societies. All right, everybody, again, I'm going quite quickly and it's already like almost 30 minutes gone. So I'm very conscious of the time. So if you have any questions, please write it down. Please write it down and then ask me later. I'm just gonna go. Yeah, okay, I think we're all right. Oh, thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher Kinini. Yeah, social mobility is the movement of individuals, families, households, or other categories of people within or between social strata in a society. Excellent. Yes. Thank you, teacher. All right, gender bias and stereotypes in classrooms. Boys learn to be more outspoken and take longer turns in a conversation. Girls learn to be less outspoken and take fewer turns. This continues into adulthood in a conversation between women and men. Women interrupt men 4% of the time and men interrupt women 96% of the time. All right, everybody, can you give me a thumbs up if you have heard of the term mansplaining? If you heard of the term mansplaining, I'll write it in the chat. Mansplaining. I am sure all of you have experienced this. Anyone mansplaining? Anyone? Would you like to explain what this is? Oh, I would just give this to, oh. Teacher, yeah. Actually, that is true, but I'm sure teacher Kinini will find the definition in a bit. So mansplaining, all right. So this is the academic term basically for mansplaining. So mansplaining actually means when a man just randomly give their opinions to a woman when the woman already knows what's going on, like what she's doing. So for example, I've been a teacher, I've been a trainer in the last 18 years, right? If someone who is not as educated as me, someone who is not as experienced as me, but a man would come and tell me, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? That is mansplaining. Because one thing, I'm not asking for your opinion. And then 2, you are not as educated or experienced as me. Why do I want your opinion? Right, but then they need to do that. So that is what it means by mansplaining. All right, here we go. Everybody, for this one, I want you to put a thumbs up for yes. You can just put a sticker. Teacher, can they put a sticker here? I mean, not a sticker. It's not called a sticker. Reactions. Yeah, can you do that? If it is a yes. If it is a yes, yeah, so can you put yeah, a reaction? Yes, like like a heart over there. Can you put a thumbs up if it is yes? A reaction? Yes, that's right. WOTYI. That's right. Yes, a thumbs up. If it is a no, a thumbs down. Can someone show me that? Thumbs up for yes. Saji, yes, that's correct. And thumbs down for no. Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Excellent. All right. When you were a child, did you experience the same standards for both boys and girls? Teacher May, you can actually show me a thumbs up and thumbs down. Teacher May, you got brothers, right? I remember you have a brother.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
was it the same standard for you at home? For
yeah,
things you have to do and things he had to do.
Yeah. Yeah, later I will tell you
Yeah,
about my stories.
Sure.
Not
And
now.
did you experience all students taking turns to speak or answer?
Well, these days, the students I teach, they kind of are more aware of the gender equality. And sometimes women or girls, they talk more than the boys do sometimes. But yeah, and maybe another thing is there are, population-wise, there are more girls in classes than there are boys. So so yeah, so then we can hear more voices from women.
Women, yes.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean that they have got the equality. There are
Right.
many aspects that they are not equal. They are not given the equal chances, opportunities. But in education, at least there are more teachers than more women teachers than men teachers, so, and then more female students than male students. But this is another aspect. I think this is
That's
another
right, teacher. Yes.
political, socio-economic status. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And also we will come to that in a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all for answering. And so everybody, this is when you were a child, right? Your own experience. So again, you can do it in the chat like you are doing now. Excellent. So did you experience being compared, girls and boys, in respect to behaviors, attitudes, and accomplishments? If you are not so sure about the question, it's okay. Gender-free terms and occupational titles rather than gender-specific ones. So this is what I mean by, so in Burmese, that's a very funny one, right? Because we would just say nurse, and everybody just assumed that if you're a nurse, that's a woman. And then what do we call a male nurse in Burmese?
We don't have a term for male nurse, do we?
Yeah, teacher, I remember, I'm not sure whether that's only in my family or, or that's a thing. They call it Nesati. Because it's Nesama, right? Nesama. Nesama. So it's Nesati. So you just assume that if that's a nurse, same thing, if you're a teacher, that is already a woman. So if you are if you're good in sewing, you must be a woman. I hate sewing. I hate sewing because I'm so impatient. I hate sewing. I hate knitting. So I hate everything. I hate ironing. All the things that girls supposed to know and learn. I love cooking though.
Stereotyping.
Exactly. Yeah, Sonta is laughing. Yeah. So, yeah, and the same attention to all students? Were you given same attention? Same dress code. What about this one? Everybody, that doesn't mean that, everybody has to wear skirts and all everybody has to wear, same dress code. Resources in the classroom that show people doing different jobs regardless of sex and gender. All right, everybody, I'm gonna tell you my own story. Okay, and can you write down 3 to 5 adjectives that the young Iris might feel after this incident? All right, and after that in the breakout room, so don't do that yet. All right, so I'm gonna tell you my own story, and then just write down 3 to 5 adjectives. Okay, right. So this is my own story. It happened when I was a teenager. It rains a lot in Yangon, right? It rained. I'm not sure it still does. It rained a lot in Yangon when I was growing up. So between June, July, August, September is just like 4 months of solid rain. And then when I was a teenager, there was a thing, the raincoats. The raincoats were really popular back in the day. And then raincoats, I love raincoats because then I didn't need to bring an umbrella, and then it really properly cover you. And then you can also use it as a jacket. So loved it. Everybody, I'm talking about a raincoat, right? It is nothing sexy about it. It's a jacket with everything like covered with a hoodie and all covered, right? Not showing any skin. And then also a friend of mine who's a boy had the exact color, exact brand of a raincoat. Guess what? I was being called to the office and I was told that I wasn't allowed to wear that. But my friend who's a boy were not told off. So that was quite the very beginning of this inequality that I was thinking like, why not? Like, what is wrong with this? Well, of course I didn't ask, and then we were not allowed to ask anyway. So that was my really first experience of that. And then I was thinking like, this is a bit off. All right, everybody, can you write in the chat? So what would I feel? 3 to 5 adjectives. Do you think I was happy about that? So with that incident, so it doesn't have to be adjectives, you can write nouns, feelings, whatever you want. 3 to 5. Surprised? Yeah. Yes. Angry? Yeah. Unfair? Totally. Disappointed? Yes. Yeah, I was really disappointed in that teacher. Yeah, and she's a head teacher. Yeah. Yes. Confused. Yes. You're right. Yeah. Inequality, angry, yes. And then I really love my raincoat. And then I wasn't allowed to wear that anymore because just I'm a girl. Excellent, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now in breakout rooms. Sad, yeah, teacher Moy, that's also true. Yeah, unsettled, good one. Furious, confused, unfair, shameful, yeah. All right, now in the breakout rooms, teacher Moy, we are allowed to put participants in the breakout rooms, right? Yeah. So I will give you only 1 minute, everybody. Sorry, I cannot give you more time. Can you please think of a time that you faced gender inequality? So we got some men in here, like Tang Tai. So Tang Tai also, it's also gender inequality, right? If you were pushed down to compared to a woman, compared to a girl. So that's also gender inequality, right? If you missed the first part of it, this session is not about putting boys down to lift girls up. So that is not equality. It is not. We all should have equal opportunities. I believe in equal opportunities. that doesn't mean that women and men are the same as well. Some people confuse that. Oh, you know, men and women are not the same. I'm not saying they are the same. It's just saying that we all should be given equal opportunities, right? So please, think of one incident. It could be yours or it could be someone else's story. All right, 1 minute starts now. So then you will have 5 minutes in the breakout room. And I want to listen to your story. So everybody, please share. I can only give you 1 minute.
Teacher Iris, can you put us in the breakout rooms, or shall we help you with the putting people
Yes,
in?
teacher. I am putting between 4 to 5 people in the
Okay.
in the room. So then everybody will have a chance to talk. Maybe a bit. Okay, let's do 6 rooms.
Okay.
Let's do 6 rooms. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. 5 minutes, please.
Here.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, teacher Elizabeth. Teacher Elizabeth, can you start sharing your stories?
Yes, teacher. Yeah, when I was young, I was in grade 5, and you know, as you know that we have the systems of monitoring. There's a leader. So I think that for mostly the teacher choose the leader as only for male.
That's
So
right.
I was wondering that why can't we
Yeah.
become become a leader or monitor? So to compare to girls and boys, mostly the teacher they chose
Boys.
male,
Yes.
boy,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
monitor.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, teacher Elizabeth, for sharing. Also, teacher Elizabeth, can you urge the other people to share, please? I'm gonna go visit other rooms.
Yes, I'm going to ask teacher
Thank you.
Emerald. Teacher Emerald, can you share your
Opinion and that kind of people. Yeah, I hate them a lot because
Yeah.
For me, I am just a little girl, but we can do everything like a man. We can go to the school, we can study, and after we graduated, you love their son, right? But more than the girls, the daughter. So why is that like that? So yeah, I found in my family. Yeah. So and the other part is my work. So the principal said I should be helping him some other step than the one who is helping now. I couldn't choose you because you are a girl. You are female. I have to choose him. Although your skill and ability are better than him, I need to choose him because he is a mom. So like, oh, okay, yeah, let's walk. Okay, I won't have so much stress. So I just think about from that side, and that if I will be in that position, I will be really far from the student. So like I always wants to talk with the student and support them where the needs are like to enhance their progress. So I just want to be with them. I don't want
concentration and sometimes. So at that time I was so young and I didn't make any concentration in learning the lessons. So that how shall I say, memories, but I can't forget. So when I became a teacher, but nowadays it's very different. In these days, very open-minded, and girls and boys are sitting in the same bench. But in all years, it's very different. So that is a kind of experience in my youth. Just sharing my own experience. That's all. Okay.
Thank you,
Yes,
Jay.
thank you.
So, and how about Jerry?
Yeah,
Yes.
my story will be related to religion. When I go to pagodas, when I have to go to pagoda, when my mother, like when we go to like Jaitio Pagoda in Burma, like women are not allowed to go that place. And then I only had to go there, and I really I feel bad to left my mother behind. So, at the time I was so young, like I was 10, about 10. I was really confused. I, uh, I was really confused, and I really want my mother, to get together with me to that place. Yeah, that was my story about gender inequality. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
all for
you.
sharing your stories. We still have a couple of minutes, well, 9 seconds left. So shall we just go back? Thank you
Yes.
all.
Mom, where are you, Mom?
Yeah, here we are in the main room.
All right. We are back. Everybody, thank you so much for sharing your stories. Thank you. I didn't have a chance to go into every room, but then all the rooms that I've been in, thank you. Inspiring stories. So let's go back to the thing. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs down, please. This time, please be honest. Please be honest in your language classroom. Okay, so before I ask you this, right, I am not a flawless human being. I have my own biases. I have my own biases in terms of gender, in terms of what they look like, what the students look like, or what they sound like. I also have my own biases, right? And then so do you. So if you don't want to, do the be honest and then show thumbs up, thumbs down to us, it's fine. But I just want you to think, whether you do this. Again, right? This is a safe zone. Like no one's judging no one. I'm not judging you. And then I just want all of us to be more aware of it, aware of our own biases. Okay, here we go. So in your language classrooms or in your classrooms, or if you are not a teacher at all, with your nieces and nephews, do you do this? Set the same standards for both girls and boys. Excellent. Allow all students to take turns to speak or answer. Avoid comparing girls and boys in respect to behaviors, attitudes, and accomplishments. Use gender-free terms, occupational titles, rather than gender-specific ones. This is the tricky one, and we will look at that in a bit. Because the textbooks come in like this, right? The textbooks itself come in this way, so it's a pretty tricky one. Give the same attention to all students. Allow same dress code. Again, this is, I know if you work in a school, you cannot really do that, right? Same dress code. When I mean by same dress code, is like going back to my own experience of the raincoat. If they can wear a raincoat, Can everybody wear raincoats? Or is it only for boys? And is it only for girls? You know, that kind of thing. Or can a girl choose to wear trousers if she doesn't like to wear a skirt? And then can boys can come to school wearing a skirt if they want to? So that kind of thing, right? Again, I know sometimes it is not your personal choice unless you have your own personal classes at your own private classes. I mean, if you work in a school, this is something you can't decide. Like for me, they can come in wearing a unicorn outfit. I don't care. You know, I work at the British Council, so it doesn't matter. Boys can come in a skirt and girls can come in, yeah, whatever they want, as long as it's not provocative, as long as it's not insulting another person, or I'm fine. You know, you can wear whatever you want. Use resources in the classroom that show people doing different jobs, regardless of sex and gender. Okay, everybody. So I got this one from, I'm not sure, anyone teaching grade 6? Is it correct? Is it still what you are using? So I guess this is grade 6 government textbook. Anyone, can you confirm?
I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway. First question, what does this teach children in terms of jobs? Can you type in the chat, please? 1 and 2. And how can we adapt this to be more gender neutral and more represented? So here, as we can see, a doctor is a man, a nurse is a woman. We already touched upon that topic a little bit. And then there's a violinist, or maybe a musician. The violin is a little bit too big to be a violin, actually, in the picture. And then there's a judge, who's also a guy. And a teacher who's a woman. Oh, look, there's a pilot who's a woman. Is that right, everybody?
Yeah.
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 A singer, I'm not too sure. Probably this person is gender neutral. I'm not so sure what the singer is. And a chef, sailor, and a news person. So can you type in the chat, please? 1 and 2. Zaji already said in gender inequality. Zaji shares a lot. Thank you, Zaji. Yeah, please keep it going. And can you talk about number 2? How can we adapt this to be more gender neutral and more represented? Because this is the textbook, right? So you have to, if you work in a government school, and this is what you have to use. But we can adapt it. How can we adapt this? Stereotypes, yes. So then we also have some guys here, like Jerry. Yeah, I heard Jerry speaking. So Jerry being a teacher when it is mostly female, right? So then it's not represented, right? So in Myanmar, most teacher May, it would be correct. It would be pretty close if I said 90% women. In the
You mean
teaching
in this
profession?
group? Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't have the exact statistics, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, the majority, I would say majority.
Yeah, so might be even more than 90%.
I don't have the statistics, sorry, but of
Yeah.
course majority. Yeah.
Yes, teacher, I don't have the exact number as well. But so I'm currently working at British Council Thailand. There are 20 male teachers and only 7 female teachers. So it is Yeah, I think that's even more than 20. Like in my branch alone, they are just mostly men. So yeah, what does it say, right? So is it only women can teach and then like men can't teach? Is it a thing? And then only women can cook at home and then men cannot cook? And then what's gonna happen if they do? So those a lot of questions arise, right? Put 2 photos in 1 profession. Thank you, teacher. Yes. Yeah, draw illustrations. Yes. Excellent. All right, and this is British Council Primary Plus 2, page 2. The name of the magazine is What Do You Do? And then those are British Council products. So, all right, now let's look at these two side by side. Which one is a bit better? Again, it is not perfect. Which one is a bit better and why? Everybody, oh my God, look at the time. Look at the time. I think just well, obviously, they use kids from different backgrounds, not only white kids. Right, and this kid looks like Indian descent. This kid looks like Asian descent, and then still there are like 3 white kids. So that's one, and then there's 2 girls, still not equal. 2 girls and then 4 boys, but still a little bit better. Not so a chef. This is chef. Chef is a girl, and then yes, and the police officer, right? It's a girl. All right, everybody. I don't think we have time for this, so you just let's just do it really quickly. All right. Instead of saying fireman, what would you say? I'm just going to yeah, policeman,
Please.
police, yeah, police officer, police,
Yeah.
waiter, waitress,
Waiting staff.
yes, waiting staff, server, very good, Neji, yes, server, and what about
Chairperson.
yes, chairperson, exactly, yes. Well, teacher is a teacher. But what
Business
about
person.
a hostess,
Flight attendant.
flight attendant,
Flight
exactly.
attendant.
Exactly. All right. So just to be a little bit mindful of that. Okay, so very quickly. So this is everybody, when you Google astronaut, do you think there will be more men or women?
More men.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot find a woman at all. It's just all men, all white guys. Not even, you cannot find an Indian astronaut.
There's women.
Yeah, this one because I know her name. So she is Iranian descent, American Iranian descent. She's the very first astronaut, female astronaut, with who's Iranian descent. Wow. So astronaut, politician. I think you know this woman. She's an academic and also in the military. She served in the military, American military. And then so this woman is Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, she's an MMA fighter, martial arts, mixed martial arts fighter. And then you know this woman, Marie Curie. Is the teacher radiologist? Yeah. Amal Clooney, human rights lawyer. She is an academic. She is also a writer. She's from Nigeria. So everybody, I'm only when I was doing this, I was thinking like, why am I only putting women up? Why am I only doing that, right? Because when, like I said, when you Google it, you would only see generally white men. When you look at writer, like I assure you, how many women are you gonna find? And then so here I'm trying to put in different color. So different, so this one's African, this one's a white American, this one's Burmese, this one's Iranian. So just to be mindful of, anybody can be anything. So that doesn't matter whatever your cultural background is, whatever your race is. Okay, everybody. So this is my own tips for you. Please remember everything starts with your own self-awareness. So first of all, mixing boys and girls in the same group since young age. Praising, rewarding students by their hard work, ability, not sex or gender. Using different pictures and videos where they are female astronauts, mechanics, male nurses, teachers across race and cultures, not only male CEOs, politicians, and doctors. Choosing pictures that reflect your classroom. So everybody, one thing that I really hate is my kids are mostly Thai kids. None of them are white kids. And then generally just bring up like white kids pictures. So that doesn't reflect my classroom. That doesn't reflect me. So please be aware of that. So yeah, choosing pictures that reflect your classroom, your kids. Again, everybody, I'm only talking about kids in general, right? But that depends on whether you teach university, secondary classrooms, it could be your classroom. Giving equal opportunities to all students. Raising awareness of gender issues beyond the classroom. So Jerry was talking about, Jerry, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, so Jerry, can I tell everybody your story about your mom?
Yes, can please.
Okay. So Jerry said he realized this gender inequality when he was 10 years old in Daiti, Pagoda, when his mom wasn't allowed to enter some places. So that was not in the classroom. That didn't happen in the classroom. That happened outside of the classroom, but having this gender issue beyond the classroom. So those kind of things, you can have a discussion with the kids, with your students, because your students will one day become leaders, become politicians, maybe become CEOs, right? So they need to be really aware of that. You need to start young. Having a session on their heroes, fictional or real, asking why they are their heroes. So they could bring in female, male, doesn't matter. So you can have those things. So this one's with younger students. All right, final notes. Everybody, I have homework for you. Notice your hidden gender bias. Again, like I said, everybody, we all have this because we grew up in a certain place. We grew up with certain parents, certain backgrounds. So notice your hidden gender bias. Talk about unconscious gender bias with other teachers openly. Bring and use examples of successful professionals from different cultures and backgrounds like I have used in the previous slide. And model inclusive language communication. Again, everybody, let me go back to my favorite one. People in more equal societies live longer and have better mental health and are more socially mobile. So because currently, now we all know what's going on with Myanmar. So hopefully in a couple of years, everything will be over and done, and we need a lot of rebuilding to do. A lot of rebuilding. Myanmar needs rehabilitation. So let's all aim for that. Let's all aim for more equal societies, because then we will live longer, we will have better mental health and more socially mobile. And thank you so much for everybody. I'm so sorry I don't have time. I'm free, but I don't know how you run things, teacher, but I have time for like 10. I'm happy to stay here for 10 more minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, so dear teachers, participants, if you have questions, you can directly have your mic on and directly talk to teacher Iris, ask questions, make comments, or you can write questions here. I will read them up for you for teacher, or she can also see it. So yes, please feel free to talk, and you have 10 minutes for this Q&A session.
Thank you, teacher. Yes, I'm happy to stay 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes. But then
Thank
if you
you.
have to go,
Thank
I
you.
understand.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher Ken.
Teacher,
Yes,
Yes.
teacher Mo.
I have a question. Now I am working in an international school. Though when they are in secondary level, let's say start from year 7, our principal asks us to separate the group, the seating plan, like girls one side and then boys one side,
Yeah.
right? So for me, as they need to go internationally, I don't want to, obey that rule, because I feel like by making like that, their sense, the mind also change, because they have the distance, and then they are not familiar anymore. So their mindset will go into another direction. So let's say
agree.
yeah, so teenager process, right? So
Yes.
if we put them together, walk together, we have already built their teamwork, and then
Exactly.
like yeah, so we can manage easily. But for some, like of course 1 or 2 students have like a teenager changes, so their age changes, hormone changes, they have some kinds of interest on our different gender
Opposite sex.
or same
Well,
gender.
not necessarily opposite sex. Maybe they like the same sex. So,
Yeah, same gender also, same sex also.
Yeah.
As soon as he find out that situation, so he told us like to separate the group. I don't think that's a good idea, but I don't know how to, report him to understand what my points. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jemui. That's a great question. I think a lot of other teachers also are facing similar issues. Okay, so first of all, in the real world, can we go and separate? Okay, men, all the men stay in one room, and all the women stay in the other room. Like, we are not in Saudi, you know. So men and women and men have to work together.
Yes.
Right. So then, as educators, so this is going to be a strong case that you can make. So then, as educators, we need to prepare them for the real world. Right? We have to prepare. The real world is not separated. It's like, hey, don't look, don't touch, don't come this way. It doesn't work. And then, so starting from now, so they don't have this barrier anymore. If not, it becomes like a forbidden fruit. So now we are more excited because we are not allowed to sit together. Now we want to do more of this. Because that's also the human nature. Our psychology is the same. If you are not allowed to do this, we want to do more.
Want to do it. Yes.
So that that is a case that you can make. So you can do by doing this that they want to explore more. Like sex education, right? You need to tell them. If not, like smoking, if you say, don't smoke, don't drink, and teenagers want to try anyway. So that's wow, I'm a little bit sidetracked. So point 1, as educators, as adults, we need to prepare them for the real world. Real world isn't separated into, like a line between, okay, boys stay here and girls stay there. It doesn't work like that. So we need to prepare them for it. And then secondly, like, what's the worst that could happen when they sit together? Like, what? Are they going to be touching each other under the tables? Like, what? What are you afraid of?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what? So, what is it exactly? People have a lot of these, a lot of things that is thought up in their heads, but then when you actually ask realistic questions, they don't make sense. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I always mix up my teams. And there are some teachers, even the British Council Thailand, right, in teenagers, some teachers don't. So they just let them sit whoever they want. So all the girls sticking together, all the boys sticking together. And in my teenage classes, now, whenever they come in, they all sit separately. I don't need to split them anymore. All the boys don't sit together anymore. They know I'm going to split them. So they all sit together with, boys and girls and mixed. So
Thank you, teacher.
yeah, we can talk more about it later. Thank you, Teacher Moi. Any other questions? Maybe 2 more questions. Thank you, Jerry. Ian, Tang Chai, thank you. Thank you for coming all. Maybe 1 more question? Teacher May will have a PDF form of this, of the slides, of the PowerPoint slides. And then I want you to take a look, everybody. And again, I put in a lot of time and effort into this. So I want you to take a look, read, have some time to reflect, rather than having a certificate. So I really want you to do that. So please do that. Thank you, Christy.
We have quite a lot of colleagues from the Philippines as well. Teacher Saji, you have raised your hand. Teacher Saji, do you have a question?
Saji, yes, tell me. Talk to me, please.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. So today gender equality, very good. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much, and I just want to discuss it. The first one is sometimes we educators need to change our mindset, because this is according to my experiences. Before COVID-19. We go there are lots of workshops for education, workshop for conference, but at the time when I would attend, some teachers, especially female teachers, they sit only in the female group. They never go and sit male teachers, right? So for me, it's I don't mind. It's okay for male or female, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. I sit, but sometimes, according to my experience, one of the conference I remember when I attended, that workshop, I sit, some male teachers, some female teachers, they looked at me with a strange eye. I don't know why. Something wrong with me. At the time, I asked myself, is there something wrong with me? But I don't know. But but at the time, no. Oh, we need to change our mindset, and we need to educate ourselves.
Totally.
Right? Especially, gender
Totally,
equality.
Zaji. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to discuss it, according to my experience. But nowadays, some teachers, because of the social media, they become aware of the gender equality. But whatever today, I just want to discuss like this. Also, what do you think of it?
Yes, Zaji, you've got a point. So change comes from us. Right, change comes from us. So the same idea is, I'm not sure you heard about my grandma's story. Because of a change, a decision that she made.
Yeah.
Yes. So because of the change, a decision that she made, and then and here I am. And then so my parents and then my aunties and uncles become socially mobile, right? So yes, I totally agree with you. Change comes from us. And as an educator, our job is to educate. So it might not be you can go and try and educate those other teachers who look at you in a strange way. but not in a way, not in an aggressive way. So yeah, and now that everybody, all of you are here, so I hope you learned something about it. And remember, right, like I said, change happens with us. Change starts from us. So from our generation, and then when we start rebuilding Myanmar, so hopefully this is going to be one of the, you will be in a big part in gender equality, and then giving equal opportunities to all our girls and boys.
Thank you. Sorry.
Shana?
Thank you. Yeah, Shana Saba.
Hi.
Hi, Shana.
Hi to all. Hi to all of the teachers. Miss, I want to ask that your class is wonderful. I want to ask question that what is tussle? Tissel, TESOL. What is the pronunciation of tussle? Is this, what is this? Tissel, teaching English secondary language. It is this.
Very close, Shana. Is teaching English to speakers of other languages? Is
So,
that right to say?
so will you describe it in detail? It's a it's a vocabulary, listening, reading. Which course it is?
I will let teacher May do it.
Thank you, Shana. Thank you. Welcome to Myanmar Teach Law. It seems that this is your first time visit to us. Okay.
No, it's, ma'am, it's second time.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, but whatever, thank you for your interest. Okay. And we cannot tell you everything in detail because the time is running out. You can visit our Facebook page. And
Can
then
I email you?
You can see our work there. So in short, Myanmar Law Association is a non-profit, non-government association. It's a teachers network. We are working for professional development for English language teachers. And we provide free sessions like this, and the speakers, the presenter like teacher Iris and many others, okay, they are expert in their fields and they come here for free. Okay, and you can imagine, okay, they are, okay, how much
So
they
can I email you? If you don't, can I email you for the questions?
We have sent you the link for the evaluation, Shana. You can see there.
Okay,
you can mention your points there. Okay. So okay.
What is Iris? Last question, Iris.
Okay. We are today. We talk about gender equality, men and women. Okay. We should be equal in everywhere, in each education, in language classroom as well. This is the point that we made today. Yeah, I'm sorry you missed the first part, but okay. We are going to share the PowerPoint slides to you and you will read it later in your free time. But make sure that you fill in the form with the correct spelling for your email address. Sometimes people think that they write it down, but there's a dot, okay, or okay, more than necessary, or okay, there is less dot, okay, so or the T and L, then okay, the email cannot reach us and we cannot reach back to you. And people started to say, oh, I still don't have the certificate. So please, one thing is make sure you fill in the evaluation form with the corresponding of your address, and we'll send you the certificate plus the PowerPoint slides. Then you will have a bigger picture of what today we have talked about.
Yeah,
thank you.
you.
And you can visit our Facebook page as well. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Yeah. Have you done filling in the forms? We will wait if you haven't finished. Sometimes because of the connection, you cannot download the link and you cannot fill it in, and we'll wait for you. But in the meanwhile, okay, I think we must say thank you to teacher Iris for her great session, for her time, effort, and for her great passion for this gender equality in education. So shall we say thank you to teacher Iris, teacher Pugh?
Hello, teacher. Yes. I'd like to conclude this On behalf of the Myanmar TESOL and all the teachers present here, we would like to extend our thanks to teacher Iris for your informative and engaging session. Today, we learn about gender equality for promoting in our English language classroom. You have pointed out we should introduce gender equality from a very young age. And we also listened to your true story and learned the others participants' experiences about gender equality. We also have a chance to reflect on our classroom and resources. We have also many takes away today. Yeah, your session is very, very lively, interactive with all of our personal experiences, and we can apply and thank you to all the team in professional development. We will work harder and our students will learn better with us. Last but not least, we'd like to say thank you to Teacher May and our team members for all your time and support and contribution to Myanmar TESOL great success and to make this webinar happen. Goodbye and see you upcoming webinars at Myanmar TESOL.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And the ones who came here and participated, thank you so much for your time and effort.
Thank you.
Remember, you have homework. All of you, remember you have homework to do. All right, thank you all. Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Yeah.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Yeah,
Good
see you
night.
again.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Yeah. So Iris, you can leave if you want, but we'll wait for some people who haven't done finishing the evaluation.
Sure, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.